Hey, how are you? Welcome. Thanks for joining me. Happy Saturday. I hope you're having a good weekend so far. I am. I've been out and about pretty much all day long. Went and got my hair done. I don't know if y'all can tell. It's still a little curly. Got my eyelashes done. Got my eyebrows threaded. So I'm ready to go become the couch here after my live. Anyone else just want to lay around today? Because that's all I want to do. And even though I've been literally out of this house since like 11:30 this morning. All right, I'm trying to find my video. So, I don't know what's taking it so long. But let's see if I can do something else while that's happening. There we go. Here we are. Alright, keyword is set up. It's the word snowman. I have a snowman cut out to show you guys today. Chris and I went out to dinner last night at, y'all, that restaurant was way too fancy for me. Okay? Like, way. Hi, Tammy. Hey, Gwen. Hi, Kathy. Welcome, girls. I felt very out of place. So I did learn a thing last night, though, and if y'all eat beef, you probably already know this, but apparently, so I'm going to paint my snowman bodies over here. So apparently, there are cows that are fed, like, a diet that consists of, like, grapes and, like, wine grapes and, vines and stuff like that, and they're like pampered, and it makes the meat super tender and really good. And y'all, they had one steak on the menu that's called wine fed beef for $120 for 3 ounces, and oh my gosh, I was shocked. I had to ask the guy, what is wine-fed beef? And then I had to tell him I'm not cultured enough to be here, obviously, if I have to ask stupid questions. But here I am, living my best life. So, anywho, yeah, dinner was great. It was late, though. Our reservation wasn't until 8 o'clock last night, okay, and which was fine. It was fine. We left there at like 9:45, and there were still people that were lined up, either waiting to get in or for their reservations at like 9 o'clock, which was absolutely insane to me. Like, these are like 20-year-olds, I'm sure, like the rich people that live in Houston. Not me, because I was ready for bed. Pretty much did just that as soon as we got home too. Because I'm an old fogey. I can't hang. Had 1 glass of wine. Ate the majority of my steak and most of my food. But the restaurant was cool. They don't have a side salad on the menu like that comes with dinner. So the waiter made me one. Like, just put one together for me, which I thought was really neat and super nice of him. I've never ever ordered something that wasn't on a menu before and had it actually served to me, so that was neat. But, I mean, hi Stephanie, thanks for joining me. I guess that's what you get whenever you go to a restaurant that's meant for rich people. As a non-rich person, you're shocked by the service, and it was phenomenal, so I'll have to save money to go if I ever expect to go there again, but it was nice. And it was really fun dressing up and getting out of the house that way, you know, just the two of us on a fancy date night, which I definitely am interested in doing something like that again. Maybe not that scale, but I really enjoyed getting dressed up and getting to go out. Plus, I bought those shoes, so they were the same shoes that I wore, just a different color, to the funeral that we went to a couple weeks ago. And y'all, those shoes are so comfortable, I had to buy them in tan too. in like a nude color. And so I'm so grateful because I don't have another pair of shoes that's comfortable like that I could wear for any length of time at all. Like I would have been in pain walking from the front door to the table and back, much less standing in them at all. Hey Wanda, how are you? Hi Sue. Alright, I'm just coloring in my hats. This is a vintage snowman set. Let me show you. This is the backer for it. These are really cute. So it should go together pretty easy. We're gonna do another snowy background, or like a snow day type background on this one, because you know I cannot help myself whenever I get to start blending paint together and making something that's, you know, different. Hey Joanne, how are you? Oh, that's so sweet. I love that for you. Oh man, this orange is not bright enough. Let us pick a different one. I was thinking I could try a different marker, but no, I need a brighter one for my carrot noses. All right, and then they do have scarves, and instead of like coal buttons, they have little stars. So I have ochre that I set out for the stars, and I want to do a gray for the scarves, and then there's like a little insert on the hat that I want to use gray for, so I'm just going to use, I don't know, it's written in like Chinese or something. I don't know what color this is. It's gray. We'll do that here for the scarves and for the little insert on the hat. And I'm hoping that will be good for the hat. We'll see. If I hate it, we'll just color it black and pretend like we never colored it gray to begin with, right? All right. And then the little parts that go around their necks also need to be gray. Now, you know I'm boring. I could have done a different color, but am I going to? No. I like my plain, neutral, matchy-matchy. So when you do this project, do it in a different color and show me how to not be matchy-matchy. These scarves would also be really fun to decoupage too, with a fun Christmas napkin, which I don't have one with a small enough print, or like a small snowflake print would be really cute. Or, I mean, any Christmas print would be really fun on this. A very small plaid would also be really cute on these scarves. But I have a couple of Christmas napkins, but they're all larger print. So I really need to use that. And I think, and as I'm thinking about it, I have a project for tomorrow that maybe I can do a decoupage with those napkins. Thanks! I just got it done today. Appreciate you. It'll look good today and tomorrow whenever I wake up. And then I'll take a shower and I'll never be able to recreate this look, which is terribly sad. And it's literally just blow drying it and curling it a little bit. But y'all, I'm horrible at curling my own hair. Absolutely horrendous whenever I do it. It's sad. Actually, as a 40-year-old woman who I have no idea how to use a curling iron hardly. I mean, I have the capability, but it does never look good. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate you. But yeah, I can use curlers though all day. I mastered that. And in general, it ends up looking good. My hair doesn't hold a curl very well, though. It needs to be dirty, probably, for sure. And it's very fine and thin, so it's difficult for me to keep a curl in it. But tomorrow morning, it'll still look great. Because my friend Johnny, who does my hair, is an artist. It's a masterpiece every time I go to see him. All right, this is that ochre for the stars. And then I'm going to pull these off of here. I'm going to set the stars to the side so I don't lose any of them, because I will if I don't. But we'll pull all of this off. I think I need to paint the snowman one more time. And then we'll remove all this stuff and do the background and put it all together. I think this one's going to be really fun. With a nice blue themed background, maybe with some snow on it. Definitely with some snow on it. All right. Oh, thanks! That's my wedding ring. And the ring that my parents got me for my graduation whenever I graduated college. Finally, after like 13 years of going to school at night. Finally got my bachelor's degree, and I think it was 2015. But I did it, so that's what matters, right? And I had work experience too, so I didn't go fresh into the job, into the job pool. I already had a decent job that my degree did help me with, so that was good. All right. Although Chris did scoff at me whenever I told him I didn't want a diamond, because, y'all, he was looking at diamonds and trying to tell me how much money he thought he needed to spend on a diamond, which I was horrified. Okay? Absolutely horrified at what he was thinking. And I told him 100% no, that won't be happening. I will not be rocking that. So my wedding ring is a lab-grown sapphire, because we don't have to have real stuff around here. Hey Stephanie, how are you? Well, so I do have products for lift and volume, and I use the same shampoo that he recommends, which is fine. It's the actual act of curling my hair that doesn't work for me. And I mean, you can see it's already falling just from the constant humidity in this town too. It helps whenever I live somewhere that doesn't have the humidity the same way that we do here. But it's fine. That's why I wear my hair straight. Alright. Now, nice. See, I would be totally fine with, exactly. I don't care about the ring. I had a really nice set before, and it didn't make a difference to me. Okay, I just want something that's pretty, and I decided I wanted to go with the sapphire because of this other ring is a sapphire, and it's the one that I wear all the time, or the only other jewelry that I have, really. So that's what I wanted to go with. So I'm glad I did something different and not just a diamond, or, I mean, I suggested that I wanted a cubic zirconia, and Chris, oh man, he about lost it. Like, oh my gosh, that was just horrifying to him. And I'm like, I don't care about it. Okay, we can spend $100 on a fake ring and not worry about it. And in fact, I was married before, y'all know. When I was married before, my first ring that I had gotten, I ended up upgrading it, and I gained a lot of weight, and so my ring didn't fit anymore. Oh man, I forgot to paint my little heart that goes in my snowman's body. Let's do it. Anyways, I gained a bunch of weight, and so my ring didn't fit anymore. And so I ended up buying a set. It was cubic zirconia in like white gold for like $150, y'all. I got more compliments on that set than I ever did on my actual like 3 carats of diamonds that I had in my other ring that I was too small for me. So, and it was a infinity ring, so I couldn't have it resized. But mistakes were made, and I would never care about another diamond again. I told myself after that obviously it didn't save the horrible marriage I was in, so. Alright, enough about that. Let us paint this background part. So let me see if I can move some of this out of the way. Y'all, my desk is so cluttered right now. I am a mess over here. Just a bunch of stuff everywhere. I feel like, ugh, it's not good. Okay. So I have 3 foam rollers. Well, 2 foam rollers. Oh, I have my white over here. Okay, so I have these 2 blues. This is Provincial Blue and Nautical. Okay, one's a little bit darker than the other, as you can see. So I'm going to just... And you can, I don't know if y'all can tell, I think you can in the video, that the background on these, the snowmen, are scored on here for you so that you can tell where they go. So I'm just painting right over those, okay? And I'm going to paint the entire background, these 2 blues, and then kind of blend it. So I'm kind of doing a little and a lot, and then I'll get my other, I need to get some, I'm going to take some of this paint out of here so that I can not worry about getting it all mixed up, okay? And then I'm going to go in with this other color here. Let me move that so you can see, and just kind of blend them both out into each other so that I have both colors on here. And then I also have my white on my piece of cardboard over here, so I can blend some of that into it too, okay? So I'm going to actually take a little bit of this one and put it over here also, so that I have it, and then I can blend with it too, okay? There. Okay. I love doing any kind of night sky. I've told y'all that before, or like a sunset or whatever. And this is that technique. Just not really any kind of rhyme or reason, just sort of blending colors together that seem like they make sense and hoping for the best. Okay, and usually it turns out pretty darn good. Okay, now that that's all covered, now I'm going to come back with that lighter color and kind of blend some of that in again. And on some of this you're not going to see it because the snowmen are going to be in front of it, but I want to kind of make it look like the wind's whipping behind them, you know? And then take this darker one, and if I like go like that with my brush, kind of make smaller, thinner strokes, it gives kind of a wind effect, okay? So I think you can see that in the video. And then I'm going to just grab a little bit of white just on the end of my brush like that and kind of mix some of that in here too, so that it's I don't want like it to be really heavy on the white, but I want it to feel like it's like snow being swept through the sky. That makes sense? Okay. So just whatever you feel. Or if you hate this, do a plain color in the background. It works too. Okay. You could even add a little bit of grays. And that would be nice. I always love gray in a snowy background because it kind of adds a little bit of depth. All right. So there's that. And remember, the snowmen are going to cover up some of this here. So not super worried about any of that. Now, my hair is in my face and I don't want to get paint in it. So I'm trying my best. Hi, Stace. How are you? Yeah, I love blue. Okay. I'm going to dry this really quick and then we'll add a little bit of a snow effect and we can put this thing together. Super simple, nothing to it at all. This one's really an easy cutout. I know it doesn't even really have a ton of pieces. It seems kind of like it does, but it's not. Now, I did want to make sure that I did my lines horizontally on here because the wind, I want the wind to look like it's blowing in the background, so it wouldn't make sense for it to be up and down. So just keep that in mind, that the wind would be blowing side to side. I'm happy to see you here. Thanks for joining me. Have one little spot down here that was not quite painted. Alright, so I need a brush. I think this one might work. Just any brush will do. A toothbrush is probably preferable, but it makes a giant mess, so keep that in mind, okay? I'm going to get a little bit of white paint on my brush. And I'm going to add a little bit of water right to the next to this, just to kind of loosen it up a little bit. And take that and tap it all the way down the whole thing, okay? Now, you could wait until you have your snowman on here, but I want this to be in the background of the thing, okay? I don't want it to be in the foreground, so, or on the snowman. Now, you could totally do it on the snowman too, or put the snowman on first and then do that. But I think I like it better whenever it's in the background, okay? And then I want to make sure all of these spots are completely dry before I start putting this all together so I don't smudge them, because it'll look weird if all my little snow things are smudged all over the place. Okay, so first thing I want to do is take the top pieces of my hats, okay? And I mean, you could put it together first and then pull these. I'm going to add some of this white, if I can hold it correctly, to the top of each of them, because they're standing in a snowstorm. Just like that. Okay, and just rub that edge along your ink pad and get a little bit of that white ink on there, okay? And then be careful, don't smudge that before it's dry. Let's start putting this all together. Now, there are score lines to show you where this all sits, so it should help make it a little bit easier to put it together. Oh yeah, I like that the hats being a different color. I think that one goes here, yeah. It just kind of breaks them up a little bit and matches the scarves, right? So you oh, I see. This one has a pointier head in the center. Now, I want to make sure that I didn't paint enough of his face, so I need to come back and get this whole, I'm going to go ahead and paint the whole thing, even though part of this is the brim of his hat. That way, I'll do that on all three of these faces actually, and they need to have 2 layers of paint. Just be careful not to grab some of that blue. All right. Yeah, these are going to be real cute, I think. And I love that vintage feel, too. Don't forget, I do still have the sale going on my Etsy right now until tomorrow, so you can grab these at 28% off. Only through tomorrow, though, so if you want to shop on there at a discount, make sure that you do that before time is up. Go one more layer on this one just to make it consistent. All right. So I'm thinking I'm might add a little bit from this ink mat onto the brims of the hats too, on the top side of them. Oops. Yeah. If I can get a hold of them. There we go. Let those dry for a second and then get the rest of this put together. So all of the bigger stars go there. Oh, maybe this one. Tape stuck to my hand. All right. Anywho. And then we have noses, of course. And then a snowflake for each of these guys. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start putting these on here. So I'm going to just scoot all of that over. And I think I'm going to start with these stars because they need a minute to set up. Where's my, here we go. All right. Anywho, we'll do just a dot. That's not it. It's the old one. Oh. There we go. All right. Alright, and then our last body over here. Just making sure that I haven't lined up. Okay, and then that scarf should just fall right in place here. And then this piece just sits right on top there. Just like that. Tempted to draw a couple lines on there to, like, I don't know, give it a little bit more detail. Maybe I'll do that with a white pen. Okay. Isn't it cute? I love that vintage snowman. I don't think I'm going to draw eyes or anything for him either. I think I'm going to leave him blind to the world. Oh man. Crap. I got a little bit of a problem here. Hold on. Get that out of there. So I just realized I got his nose in a bad spot because my hat needs to go there. So I'm glad I recognized that before I completely screwed that up. Y'all, I'm always messing things up when I'm crafting. I don't know why y'all let me craft alone and unsupervised. But it's pretty much on a regular basis happening. Okay, make sure his nose isn't in the way of the hat, okay? Before you go and start sticking stuff on there. Not quite yet. They are finalizing their home plans. But yeah, they're raring to get going. They are just like chomping at the bit and ready. I didn't feel like that was really in place yet. Okay. And then our last little nose. Oh, these are super cute. Look how cute they turned out. Oh my gosh. And then we have the heart that goes down here. Just drop that baby in. And then I think I'm gonna do that. There we go. All right, so there's that. I do want to add a little jute tie on it up at the top really quick, and then we're all good. Literally super easy, fun little winter paint project. And I think I'm even going to just tie this together at the back. It is cute, right? Thank you, guys. Well, I give it my best shot, Susan. I appreciate that you have so much faith in my abilities. But I question it every day of my life. Alright. So I just tied a knot right in the back, okay? To make it simple. That way I don't have to glue anything. And then trim the tail. Now I could probably just put a little dot of glue right behind that knot. And I will do that. But it doesn't need a ton. But what a fun little winter project. What do you think? Let me know. You can comment snowman. Hi, Mom. Right here in the comments to grab a copy of this yourself. I love you all so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Good night.